Hi everybody and welcome to the Creative Workshop. And in this workshop what we're going to be doing is looking at the new Object Mask tool in the new Premiere Pro. Now if your version of Premiere Pro doesn't have this tool down here, which is called the Object Mask tool, you'll either need to update your Premiere Pro if you're using an older version, or it might not even be released yet like this version, which is in the Premiere Pro beta version, which can be downloaded from the Adobe website. So once you've got a version which has the new tool in, let's begin and let's see what it can do. So the Object Mask tool is very similar to rotoscoping that you might have done in After Effects, but there were still some issues with it and you'd still perhaps need to do some bits manually. Now I've chosen this clip to demonstrate with you, and I downloaded it from pexels.com. And if you don't know about pexels.com, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but it's a great site to download free video to work with or to edit with and just practice with generally. And this clip's really good because it's got a couple issues that would have caused After Effects some problems. For instance, here, you'll notice that there's quite a bit of blurring, which would have caused some problems with the edge rotoscoping in After Effects. You might have needed to stop on that frame and maybe readjusted the rotoscope before continuing the process. And also, there's not a lot of difference between some of the color between the hair and maybe say this beam at the top here, which could have also caused some issues. So let's get started. I'm going to move it all the way back to the beginning and look at this. All I do is select the Object Mask tool, select the layer, and click on the object. And in this case, that's the dancer. Now, if I go to the effects controls here, under Object Mask, I can track the selected mask forward. And you can also do this backwards. So if you select it in the middle, you could go backwards or forwards, whichever way you like. And I'm just going to automate this. And that is truly incredible for such a complex action to be able to track it so well. See, I can move it all the way through. There's even a bit of camera movement there. It handles absolutely fine. What I need to do is decide how I want this object mask to be assigned to this character. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to change it to an opacity mask. And there you go. You see, it's cut the man out of the background. So what about putting the background back in if you wanted to? Well, there's a shortcut for both PC and Mac, and that is if you held down Alt or Option on a Mac, and you then click and drag up, you've duplicated the layer. And by the way, that's the same for most of the Adobe software as well. So if you want to do a copy something in Photoshop, just hold Alt and drag, and that will copy it as well. Now, so that means I've got two layers now, which are the same. So if I delete the mask on the bottom layer, this will reveal the background. And I can go to opacity here, say, the opacity mask, and I'm just going to delete it. There we go. So now, although it looks like it's one clip, it's not. Essentially, if I hide that, I've got the man there. And if I hide that, that's the ordinary clip underneath. That's the full clip. And that's the clip on top, because I'm just hiding, I'm toggling the what I can see there. So let's put something in between. So let's drag this up. Let's just put some text in between. Really simple. Now I will say, when I first was messing around with this and just trying it out, I did have some trouble with the beta version. In fact, the text wasn't working correctly. So I had to restart Premiere again. So if you do have any glitches, it's worth restarting Premiere again, because sometimes with the beta versions, they're not as stable as the final versions. But now, if I just click off here and get some text there, let's write the word, say, dance. Not highly imaginative, I know, but this is just about learning the process. And down here from the graphics now, under the effects controls, I can adjust the size or whatever I like really with it. So I can scale it. The font size is at 400 there. This is at 4K, by the way. So 400, if you were doing 1080p, would be quite large. Here, that's only that size there, so I could scale it up a bit if I wanted to as well. And I might just have this appear sort of halfway through, yeah? So there it is. Let's move it into the middle. Okay, I'm not worried about accuracy at the moment. If you wanted to, you could align it properly. And then I'm just going to drag it underneath. And now you can see the text appears. Now, one of the things I would say with this is it's done such a good job of cutting him out. But you can see it's a very hard edge there. Now, if you wanted to just make it a bit more natural, what you could do is select the top layer. And there we are. We get all the effects controls for that layer. And just feather it ever so slightly. Maybe 1 or 2 might even be enough. Let's have a look. 1's not quite enough, so let's just do it a little bit more, maybe a bit more. There we are, just a little bit of blurring on it. So 6 there for me on this. That isn't too bad at all. So let's see how it goes. That's pretty good. I mean, if you wanted to, you know, and take this further, there are other tutorials about this as well. That isn't too bad at all. And if you wanted to take it further, you could actually track the background so the text actually moves with the camera as well. But for the moment, this is just a simple tutorial on the Object Mask tool. One thing we could do though is perhaps make the text a bit more interesting. So if I went to the effects up here, and let's have a look at some of the effects. So we've got some video transitions here. Oh, there's an old effect I was looking for. So we've got some video transitions here. And if we go down to say, let's have a look under the text, we've got the text animator. And I could drag that onto the start, and it has to be the start. You'll notice it doesn't do it if you do it into the middle here. It's only at the start or the end of a clip, because these are transitions. If I click on it there, now, and that looks pretty good. I will show you one other thing quickly about the text animation, which I really like, is if I click on that clip now, and we go to the actual effect. So I click on the actual animation effect there at the start. So you have to click right on that transition there. You get all the controls for the actual effect as well. So you could extend the effect out if you wanted to make it last longer or shorter. But one of the cool things I really like about this is this surprise me. And you can just click on it. It will randomly generate other animations as well. There we go. And I might just extend it to the end of it. And that is how simple it is. You could easily bring in some other effects like some sparkles, some light waves and stuff, and put those in between it as well, or even some in between it and some on top of it, so they actually seem to go around the person as well, which is really interesting. That's how simple it is now to mask figures and objects in Premiere. And don't forget to subscribe if you want more creative tutorials in the future. Thanks for watching.